Hey parents, I know we haven't done one of these videos in a while, but I'm going to try to start doing better about getting a parent resource video to you guys every week. I don't know how I'm going to get it to you yet. Maybe it's on Facebook, maybe it's on YouTube, maybe it's on our church website. I don't know, but we're going to do better about getting that to you. That way you guys are better equipped to continue on faith conversations at home, and you have the option to pull in what we're talking about at Midweek Bible Study on Wednesday nights with your students. Tonight, we are going over why do we worship. Last week, we talked about what is worship, and I relied heavily on a resource by John Piper, who has an 8-minute YouTube video and it has a few really good definitions in there. So if you just type in what is worship in YouTube, you'll actually get a video from Ask Pastor John or Desiring God. And it's 8 minutes. I would encourage you to watch it. It's really, really good. But out of it, we come to this definition of worship is allowing ourselves to react to the overflowing of our hearts when we reflect on what God has done in our lives. That's not quite the phrasing I used last week, but that's what it boils down to. Is worship is when we allow the overflow of our hearts to be channeled into words that we are directing towards God, and that overflow is coming from focusing on what God has done for us and just allowing that to fill up our hearts and to overflow. And as it overflows in words that we are singing to Him. Worship isn't just singing, and we talked about that, but that's what we're focusing on, is worship through song and voice. This week, we're talking about why do we worship? And we're going to be camping out in Revelation chapter 5. And instead of really talking exactly about what exactly our points are going to be, I'm just going to read Revelation chapter 5 for you guys so you can have read this and heard it and know that that's what your student read, and that's what we're focusing on. Is because why do we worship? The answer is because He is worthy of it. Not only is He worthy, He is the only one who is worthy of it. And so Revelation chapter 5, I'm reading out of the Christian Standard Bible, as written by the Apostle John after he's been exiled. And it says, starting in verse 1, "Then I saw in the right hand of the one seated on the throne a scroll with writings on both sides, sealed with 7 seals. I also saw a mighty angel proclaiming with a loud voice, 'Who is worthy to open the scroll and break its seals?' But no one in heaven or on earth or under the earth was able to open the scroll or even to look in it." Verse 4, "I wept and wept because no one was found worthy to open the scroll or even to look in it. Then one of the elders said to me, 'Do not weep. Look, the Lion from the tribe of Judah, the Root of David, has conquered so that He is able to open the scroll and its 7 seals.' Then I saw one like a slaughtered lamb standing in the midst of the throne and the 4 living creatures and among the elders. He had 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of God, sent into all the earth. He went and took the scroll out of the right hand of the one seated on the throne. When he took the scroll, the 4 living creatures and the 24 elders fell down before the Lamb. Each one had a harp and golden bowls filled with incense, which are the prayers of the saints. And they sang a new song. You are worthy to take the scroll and to open its seals, because you were slaughtered and you purchased people for God by your blood from every tribe and language and people and nation. You made them a kingdom of priests to our God, and they will reign on the earth. Verse 11. And then I looked and heard the voice of many angels around the throne, and also of the living creatures and of the elders. Their number was countless thousands, plus thousands of thousands. And they said with a loud voice, Worthy is the Lamb who was slaughtered to receive power and riches and wisdom and strength and honor and glory and blessing. I heard every creature in heaven, on earth, under the earth, on the sea, and everything in them say, Blessing and honor and glory and power be to the one seated on the throne and to the Lamb forever and ever. The four living creatures said, Amen. And the elders fell down and worshiped. I always go to Revelation chapter 5 when looking at worship. It is a beautiful example of what worship in heaven is. And it is people looking at Jesus saying, You alone are worthy. Something for you to do at home as an activity, to do as a family, is listen to a song. You can pull it up on Spotify or on YouTube or on Apple Music, wherever you like to listen to music. I like to listen to the version that's sung by the Worship Initiative, which is Shane and Shane, if you know them. But it is a song called Is He Worthy? And it's just this beautiful, beautiful song based off of Revelation chapter 5. So Is He Worthy? It's actually by Shane and Shane, not the Worship Initiative. So Is He Worthy by Shane and Shane. I would highly recommend listening to that, as well as going through and rereading Revelation chapter 5 and just continuing that conversation at home with what do you think worship is, and talking with your students, trying to continue that conversation to just spur on a continued discipleship, because that's what we want you to have with your student, is a discipleship relationship as well as a parenting relationship. That is all I have for this week. I'm sorry that this one was so long. I promise I'm gonna do better at keeping these closer to 2 to 3 minutes, between 2 and 3 minutes. I know this one went long, but I will see you next week as we recap what we will be talking about then. Thanks.